Okay, so hi. I'm gonna be playing Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon, and I was supposed to stream yesterday, but I fell asleep, so I gotta stream it today instead, and see how far I can get, because I'm very tired, and I have errands to run tomorrow. Well, I got my mask, so... But I'm just gonna go ahead and play.
Welcome to my latest case. Dear Hannah, here I am at the railroad station along with a handful of other detectives, about to board a train bound for who knows where. The only person who knows where we're going is Lori Gerard. That's the young woman who invited everyone. Actually, she didn't really invite me. She invited Frank and Joe Hardy, and they invited me. And I've always wanted to join forces with the Hardy boys. I just hope this doesn't turn out to be another one of Lori's silly attempts to grab publicity. Some people can be a little too rich and a little too famous for their own good. Wish me luck. Love, Nancy.
Well, people, now that our little orientation tour is over, let's get started. Okay, I, again, am Lori Gerard, and the first thing I want to do is thank you all for coming. John Gray. I am so thrilled that you're taking time out from that TV show of yours to do some ghost hunting here with us. I mean, Ghost Chasers is like the best cable show ever. And Charlena Purcell. I cannot tell you how much I adore those romance novels you write. Your characters just seem so real. And all that stuff you know about the Old West, you are just awesome. And Tino Balducci. Only the most famous police detective in the country. And then there's Frank and Joe Hardy. They're amateur detectives. My dad and their dad are old friends. And you must be the other amateur detective, their friend? Natalie?
Nancy. Nancy Drew?
Whatever. All right. I'll bet you're wondering where we're going. Well, we're going to Copper Gorge, Colorado. Why? To solve the mystery of what happened to Jake Hurley, the man who originally owned this train. Because, see, one day in 1903, this train was found in a place called Blue Moon Canyon, which was out in the middle of the Nevada desert. Only the engineer was on board, and he was dead. As for Jake Hurley, he had disappeared from the face of the earth. Oh, and two more things. Before he disappeared, Jake was rumored to have found the richest gold mine in the world. And the train he owned, this train, his wife Camille died on it while they were going to the gold fields. It was rumored to be haunted.
She's gone.
Oh my gosh.
What in the world?
Hey, what's going on?
People should never go tampering with things they don't understand.
Oh, brother.
It's okay. Everybody just stay calm. No need to panic. I'll get to the bottom of this.
Well, Nancy, you're up on all that social etiquette stuff. What are you supposed to do when your hostess vanishes into thin air?
If I don't seem concerned, it's because I'm not. Lori Gerard is a young woman whose only goal in life is to be famous. She craves attention and habitually uses her father's considerable wealth to get it.
So you think her disappearing like that is just some kind of publicity stunt?
I just think she couldn't resist showing off in front of all of us minor celebrities. What was your name again?
Nancy Drew. You and I have actually met. Sort of. I called you not too long ago when I was at Shadow Ranch. You gave me some information about Dirk Valentine.
Ah, Nancy Drew.
You remember me?
No.
What else do you know about Jake Hurley?
Psst, Nancy! Come here.
Excuse me for a second.
Hey, Nance.
Where have you two been?
I followed Tino Balducci.
And I went after John Gray. He went straight to the room in the car that used to be Camille's and didn't come out again. I could hear all these weird noises coming from inside.
Did you talk to him?
I was just about to go in, but the next thing I know, Joe's got my arm in a vice grip and is dragging me back here, babbling about how Balducci's our guy.
He found something on the floor right where Laurie was standing when the train went dark. I saw him pick it up and put it in his pocket. Then he left.
Did you see what it was?
When I tried to talk to him, he just kind of brushed me aside and said something snotty like, "I'm on the job here, Junior, so just go back to the playground and stay out of the way." In case you two hadn't noticed, we're not getting a lot of respect around here. Can't we at least tell Balducci that we do stuff for ATAC?
You know the rules.
ATAC?
American Teens Against Crime. We do a lot of undercover work for them.
Wonder Cop's probably never even been undercover.
Joe, let it go. What'd Charlena have to say?
She thinks Laurie is faking this whole disappearance thing.
She's not the only one.
How can you say that? You heard Laurie scream.
Anybody can scream, Joe. Especially girls whose fathers have given them acting lessons along with everything else they've ever wanted.
What about you, Nancy? What do you think?
I kind of agree with Frank.
You've got to be kidding.
Do you think maybe one of Laurie's other guests is in on her disappearance?
It's certainly possible.
From the way she talked, it didn't sound like she knew any of them.
Maybe that's what she wanted us to think.
Or maybe that's what one of them wanted her to think.
Well, whether Laurie disappeared by force or by choice, what we've got to do now is find her.
Absolutely.
Has anyone talked to the engineer?
Not that I know of.
Then I'm going to head up front and tell him what's happened. Maybe he knows something we don't.
Good idea. In the meantime, we'll take another look around in here.
Great. Catch you later.
My sound is okay. Sorry, hold on a second. Okay. It looks fine for right now. I just didn't want to have just black, so I decorated a little better.
Yes?
What are you working on?
I'm writing my next book. I'm on a deadline, so until I write those two most wonderful of all three-letter words, the end, everywhere I go, my laptop goes, and every chance I get, I write.
What else do you know about Jake Hurley? You know, the man who originally owned this train?
Wealthy, imaginative, adventurous, stubborn, egocentric, and most importantly, he was smitten at the age of 35 by a young French woman named Camille Voulet, who died about a year after they were married.
Where was he from?
East Coast, Philadelphia, I think. His parents were British aristocrats. Sometime in the 1870s, he decided to seek his fortune out west, so he had this train custom built so that he, and some years later his wife, could traverse the mountains and plains in relative comfort.
So he went west and became a miner?
All anyone knows for sure is that years after Camille's death, he showed up in Denver with a pouch full of gold nuggets and semi-precious stones, which he used to purchase mining supplies. He refused to say how he'd come by them, which of course led to speculation that he had found a fantastically rich vein somewhere. Although to this day, its existence remains unsubstantiated, and its location quite unknown.
Why do you think Laurie invited you on this trip?
No doubt because I'm such an authority on life in the Old West, and because I'm so good at using old information to unearth new information. My knack for research is, well, it's a gift.
I'll let you get back to your writing.
All right, then.
Okay. Wait, is there anything I need to check out in here? No.
Sadie Crawford.
Sadie Crawford. Oh no, I just remembered a really bad puzzle that is hard to do.
It looks like there's something behind this painting, but I can't seem to move it.
I wonder if I just keep doing this while I get a... Hold on, I'm seeing if I'll get a trophy.
Engineer, what do you want?
Hello, I'm one of the passengers, and I just thought you should know that Laurie Gerard has disappeared.
So?
I just thought you might want to call the police or something.
Hey, all I know is I take orders from Miss Gerard, okay? Right now my orders are to get this train to Copper Gorge non-stop. And until Miss Gerard tells me otherwise, that's what I'm gonna do.
Shouldn't you at least call the authorities?
It'll be my pleasure, just as soon as Miss Gerard orders me to.
But...
Now, if you'll excuse me, I got me a train to run.
This door goes outside. Opening it now would not be a good... Looks like some sort of steam valve. A square and a duck. It looks like this thing opens up. But how? Pretty. Looks like some kind of gemstone.
It should be in the...
Left pickaxe and lamp with buhl for safekeeping. To open what's closed, lead is the key. Or is it lead is the key? This must have been the sleeping car.
Thought my stream, the internet's gonna cut out on me eventually, so oh, you know what I haven't been doing? Okay, I'm gonna take okay. There we go.
Hey, come on over here.
Oh, he scared
Hi,
me.
you're that Nancy person. How you doing? John Gray.
You look pretty busy.
Right now I'm taking time-lapse electromagnetic readings and recording background noise. This was Camille's private car. If she had something to do with Laurie's disappearance, analyzing these readings may give me a clue as to Laurie's whereabouts.
Are you saying that Camille's ghost kidnapped Laurie?
What to most people are ghosts are actually temporary distortions in local electromagnetic fields caused by the presence of residual psychic energy generated by the person or persons who frequented that particular locale. And that's my working theory, at least.
That's very interesting.
It's all very scientific. But the fact is, Laurie's missing, and I, for one, am doing everything in my power to find her. Vibes I'm getting make me think she could be in serious trouble.
Charlene Purcell thinks Laurie is just playing some kind of joke on us.
Charlene Purcell writes romance novels. End of comment.
What do you think of Tino Balducci?
I kind of feel sorry for the guy. After catching those bank robbers, he can't just be a good cop anymore. He's got to be a great cop. Tough to perform under that kind of pressure.
Is Laurie a friend of yours?
First time I met her was when I boarded this train with all the rest of you. I knew her by reputation, of course, like everyone else who reads the tabloids. It doesn't appear that anyone aboard this train is her friend.
Maybe she planned it that way.
You mean so we'd concentrate all our efforts on finding Jake Hurley? Possible, although
I
she really
forgot his
doesn't
name
strike
already.
me as being the planning type.
I'll let you get back to work.
Pleasure talking to you.
Alright.
The Little Book of Samplers.
Surely there is no greater joy for the 19th century woman, young or old, than to bring a piece of linen to life with needlepoint, requiring only needle, thread, care, and imagination. The word sampler comes from the Latin word exemplum, which means example, that which serves as a model. The best samplers not only allow their creators to recall what particular embroidery stitches look like when executed properly, but also demonstrate to the world their mastery of an important womanly skill. Indeed, many a gentleman's head has been turned, and many a marriage fortified by a well-crafted sampler. It is applicable
Sickly Sarah caught a germ so new, it made one of her pretty green eyes turn blue.
Don't do that, please! Those microphones I set up over there are very sensitive. Just about took out my eardrums. You can play that thing when I'm done. I'll let you know when that is, all right?
Okay. I need some music. Looks like Camille was teaching herself how to play the piano. Thomasina O'Neill. It's locked. It's locked. I wonder what's under here, and what the deal is with those weird-looking bolts. Looks like I need a special tool. Hello?
Nancy, hi, it's me.
Hi, Bess.
And me.
Hey, George, what's up?
What's up? You're the one who's on the train with a bunch of famous people. You tell us. This is torture, Nancy. I'm dying of curiosity here.
Bess, just calm down.
Oh, like you're not just as curious as I am. She's the one who insisted we call you Nancy.
Only because you're driving me crazy. I'm supposed to be helping her paint her room, but every other brushstroke she's like, where do you think she is now? How do you think the Hardy Boys are doing? Why do you think she hasn't called? What do you think Laurie Gerard is wearing?
Oh, George, that is so not true. I could care less what Laurie Gerard is wearing. So come on, Nancy. You're on a train full of famous people bound for who knows where. So dish already, would ya?
Bess, calm down. Look what you did. You got paint in my hair.
I'm sorry. You know, actually, that looks kind of cool.
Nice try, Bess.
No, really.
You're just saying that because you're afraid I'll bail and you'll wind up having to paint this dump all by yourself.
George, I kid you not. You should seriously think about doing some major highlights in that color.
What color is it?
Adobe beige.
Nice try, Bess.
What's going on, Nan?
Our hostess has disappeared.
What do you mean, disappeared?
I mean, the train went into a tunnel, everything went dark, and when the train came out of the tunnel, no Laurie. She just disappeared.
Publicity stunt.
My thoughts exactly.
Remember the time she was allegedly kidnapped from her Vegas hotel room?
Yeah, the guy across the hall just happened to have a camera and got it all on tape.
It made the evening news in practically every city in the country. And then there was her daring escape the next morning.
Only it turns out she faked the whole thing.
Of course, she claims her ex-boyfriend faked it to get back at her. She thought she was really being kidnapped.
Like anybody believes that.
Sounds to me like somebody has been spending a lot of time reading the tabloids.
George has.
Very funny. So what else is going on?
Before she disappeared, Laurie told us that the purpose of this train trip is to find out what happened to Jake Hurley, the train's original owner.
Was he murdered or something?
No one knows. He was married to a woman named Camille, but she died, and he eventually vanished while mining for gold. His train was found abandoned in Blue Moon Canyon, Nevada, with no one on board but his dead engineer.
Whoa, spooky.
Have any theories?
Not yet, but the train is also rumored to be haunted by his dead wife.
So first Hurley's wife dies, then Hurley vanishes, then the engineer dies, then Laurie vanishes. A pattern, maybe?
Bess, do us all a favor and leave the detective work to Nancy, okay?
Has either of you been to Copper Gorge, Colorado?
Never heard of the place. Why?
Well, that's where the train I'm on is headed. Apparently Jake Hurley buried his wife Camille there after she died on the train.
She died on the train? Ew, creepy.
John Gray has set up a bunch of equipment in Camille's train car in hopes of documenting distortions in the electromagnetic field caused by her residual energy.
Say what?
He's looking for Camille's ghost. Don't you ever watch him on TV?
Just because I watch him doesn't mean I understand him.
Catch you later.
Let us know what happens.
Hey, Nancy, right?
That's right, Nancy Drew.
Amateur detective, huh? Ever thought about becoming a real detective? You know, like me?
You mean become a police detective? No, I never have.
It's a great job, you know. I love it. You, heard about those bank robberies I solved, right?
Yes, I sure did.
Baffling case. Two-man team at 17 banks in 3 states in 5 days. FBI had no idea who the perps were. But after forcing their vehicle to a stop, confronting them, despite the fact that they were armed and giving chase, I single-handedly made the collar.
I heard they stopped because you accidentally rear-ended them.
You heard wrong. You see, Nancy, when somebody does something really remarkable in this country, the first thing everybody else does is try to tear them down. Reporters, late-night comedians, even some of my fellow officers, all have been spreading vicious lies about me. Why? Because they've never done anything remarkable in their sorry little lives, and they're jealous. Anyway, you should look around in here. Lots of interesting stuff. This was Jake's private car, you know.
I understand that you found something on the floor in the dining car.
Yeah, at first I thought it was an old coin, but it turned out to be some kind of slug.
Where do you think it came from?
Probably been lying there for 100 years. May have served a purpose back then, but now, worthless.
May I see it?
Sure. In fact, here, keep it. Wear it around your neck or something. That way, when people ask you where you got it, you can tell them Tino Balducci gave it to you. The Tino Balducci.
Oh, thank you.
What else can I do
She
for
sounds so uninterested.
So, what do you think happened to Lori?
you? Well, she could have been kidnapped. She could have been tossed off the train. She could be hiding from us. But I obviously won't know which until I've gathered all the facts.
When do you think that will be?
I'll know the facts when I know the facts. The truth can't be rushed, you know.
Have you had a chance to talk to Charlena Purcell?
Now, why would I want to do a thing like that?
You don't like her?
I can't stand those sappy books she writes. And seeing as I said as much during an interview on national TV once, it's a pretty safe bet she doesn't like me.
Have you talked to John Gray?
The ghost guy? Total quack. Only reason I talked to him would be to arrest him for fraud.
You've been a big help.
Helping people is what I'm all about.
Okay. Let's see. A periodic table of elements. Let me get a quick. I don't know the periodic table of elements by heart. And I didn't have to learn it in school because that's not what I took. Oh, so just those? Take a picture of that.
Looks like an old-fashioned cigar box. Wonder why it's locked.
AG, that's gold, right? AG is silver. My bad. Oh, gold is something different. AU, right there. Gemstones include any number of crystalline rocks which when cut and polished, can be used as jewelry. Their commercial value usually depends on how rare they are, although beauty is certainly a factor as well. What you call it? I knew I was gonna have to read this book. Because gemstones are more often than not found by accident, it behooves miners, prospectors, and even farmers to be able to recognize them, for the earth holds many natural treasures, but only for those who know what to look for. Quartz is one of the most abundant minerals on earth. Crystalline quartz is a composite of six-sided prisms which have grown together in a process called twining. Sometimes the crystals grow at right angles to each other. But more frequently, two crystals grow from a common prism face, where several crystals grow into each other so that the corner of one penetrates the face of another. Amethyst is a crystalline quartz that is lilac to deep purple in color. The deeper the color, the more valuable it is. Citrine, a form of quartz that is a rich golden color, is closely related to amethyst. In fact, if amethyst is heated to 550 degrees centigrade, it becomes citrine. Citrine, for the heat eliminates the impurity that causes purple colorism. Tiger's eye is a fibrous type of crystalline quartz. Oh, I know tiger's eye. In which then, I know my job, I have to list a lot of jewelry, and so they have these. So, but the first place I heard of them was here in Nancy Drew. Tiger's eye is a famous type of crystalline quartz in which thin yellowish and reddish brown bands are apparent when light reflects off its polished surface. Diamond is pure carbon and is formed deep in the mantle of the earth, where extreme temperature, more than 1,000 degrees centigrade, and extreme pressure, 50,000 times greater than the earth's surface, make its crystal extremely compact and strongly bonded, hence diamonds' well-known hardness. Due to their hardness, low-quality diamonds have many industrial uses, such as for grinding wheels and drill bits. Magma brings diamond crystals to the Earth's surface along with other rocks from the mantle. These kimberlite pipes often contain opaline, peridot, garnet, and zircon, as well as diamond. Excuse me. When gem hunters spot any of the indicator minerals pictured below, they would do well to search the surrounding area for diamond crystals. Zircon, opaline, garnet. Tourmaline comes in so many colors that it probably has at one time or another been confused with all the other stones in this book. However, tourmaline crystals are deeply and distinctively striated, grooved, prismatic, and triangular in cross section. The most common color is black, but some tourmaline crystals are multicolored, such as watermelon tourmaline, which is pink on the inside and green on the outside. Watermelon tourmaline. Beryl is a very diverse mineral with several gemstone varieties. Common beryl is an opaque, white, milky green, while its rare gem varieties are transparent. All varieties form long hexagonal prismatic crystals, which are similar to tourmaline crystals but lack tourmaline's characteristic striations. Aquamarine is the blue-green to deep blue variety of beryl. While most gemstones form relatively small crystals, aquamarine has been known to form crystals weighing more than 100 pounds, although such specimens are rare. Emerald is a deep green variety of beryl which gets its color from trace amounts of chromium. Emerald gemstones tend to contain extraneous matter. Indeed, the source of a stone can sometimes be pinpointed by examining its impurities or inclusions. Emerald is my birthstone. Garnet is a relatively common gemstone because garnets often appear in their host rocks as almost perfectly face-seated crystals. They have attracted human attention for centuries. Unlike other gemstones, garnet forms relatively spherical crystals that are generally reddish in color and look somewhat like pomegranate seeds. Pyro garnet crystals are deep red. They form in the Earth's mantle and are brought to the Earth's surface in much the same way as diamond crystals. Therefore, finding pyro increases the likelihood, but doesn't guarantee that diamond can be found in the vicinity. Peridot is the most well-known form of olivine. Its bright apple green crystals are thick and vertically strained with wedge-shaped terminations and an oily luster. Most peridot is found amid basaltic rocks which have been brought to the Earth's surface by lava. Corundum, or aluminum oxide, is second in hardness, owing to diamond as a component of the black magnetic rock known as emery has been mined and used for thousands of years as an abrasive. Its crystals are commonly six-sided and barrel-shaped with tapering ends and are, when pure, colorless. Rubies are one of the two gem varieties of corundum. Rubies are deep red and are formed when chromium substitutes for aluminum as corundum crystallines. Sapphire include all the other color variations of gem corundum and may be pink, yellow, green, blue, or colorless, depending on which transitional elements such as iron and titanium influence the crystallization process. However, Bornflower blue sapphires are by far the most sought after. Zircon, that is gemstone quality, rivals diamond in its beauty and brilliance, though not in hardness. Zircon crystals are temporarily prismatic with pyramidal ends and are usually found as single specimens. They may be suspended in rock, or because they are dense and durable, small grain-like crystals are often round in beach placer deposits. Natural gemstones are usually reddish-brown, but when subjected to heat, they turn yellow, colorless, or blue. Oh, good. I should probably take pictures of this stuff. No. If I need to know, I'll come back. Camille with Hager Anderson and Chantilly Hildegard. Wait. Why is this phone off? Let me turn this one on. Is it dead? Dee Dee, can you give me... No, I'm fine. This camera's really not... Okay. Can I use the internet on my phone? I can use a camera! Oh, snap. Okay. I was reading that book for a while.
J.H. For Jake Hurley, obviously. Must be Jake's insignia.
Oh no, it's this game. We're gonna be here all night. Uh-oh. Do I leave some pipes out, or What do I do here? Because maybe this goes that way. That does not go that way. Let me try it this way and see what happens. Let's just see what happens. There. Of course that one goes there. Oh, the pipes aren't connected. There we go. Here it is. Oh boy.
There, all done.
There we go. Okay.
Another gemstone.
Oh, it's dying on me. I need you to stay alive. Can you give me my charger, Didi?
Eliza Sandberger.
Eliza Sandberger. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but son, please get one Batman car out of my...
No, no toys. It's 1 in the morning. 1:46. Camille and this one, Eliza Sandberg. Received of Jake Hurley for the price of $3.73. That was a lot of money back then. One Krollmeister doll with decorative red ribbon on the 16th day of June, 1886. In 80. Where'd I get 6 from? Okay, anyways.
An old scale. Strange. It seems to be built into the wall. Wonder why it's got all those symbols on it like that.
I need some more coins. Or slugs, whatever you want to call. Oh. An owl and a cherry.
It's locked. That square and that duck look very familiar.
I don't know how I did that, but I did it. There's a puzzle that's very familiar in here. I got an 8.
Silver. What do all those colors have to do with silver?
Okay. Take a picture of this.
Looks like to make this thing, whatever it is, I'm going to need a spyglass, a pickaxe, and a lamp. Citrine, amethyst, zircon... Those are all gemstones, I think.
Citrine, amethyst, zircon, peridot, tiger's eye, tourmaline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thirsty nose. Thirsty nose. Okay. Could be so upset about everything that befell. A doll accidentally knocked one Camille calls naughty Tina. Accidentally knocked the one Camille calls naughty Tina off the shelf, and literally, I'm afraid, fractured his tiny skull. Okay, so take a picture of that. Apologies. Camille burst into tears at the sight of the crack, which now traverses naughty Tina's face. Tears continue unabated for hours. I told her I'd order her another as soon as we reach Copper George? Okay, I thought that one puzzle from the very first game was going to be in here.
Jake said a lamp goes here. If I had a spyglass, I'd put it right here. According to that diagram I found, those 6 gemstones are supposed to go in these 6 holders. But I have no idea which one goes where.
Starfish. I don't know what
I need to find the gemstone that goes here.
I don't know what that is. It looks like a claw. It's an octopus leg. That's a hoof. And a starfish. And whatever this is. I don't know what that is.
I wonder what's supposed to go here.
Okay.
Lori?
And there she is,
Oh my
ladies and gentlemen.
gosh. I never thought you'd be the one to find me. No offense. Nadine?
Nancy Drew.
Well, as you can see, I wasn't really spirited away by ghosts or anything. That bookshelf in the dining car, you step on this thing in the floor in there, and it slides open. I practiced disappearing for weeks.
So it was just all for show?
Well, not entirely. See, here's the deal. My dad wound up with this train when he bought out Noram Shipping. They'd been storing it in this old warehouse outside St. Louis for so long that everybody had just forgotten about it. Anyway, after like mass begging on my part, Dad had the train restored to working condition and got me an engineer and track permits and all that other stuff until finally, here we are, on our way to find out what happened to Jake Hurley.
I think you were going to explain why you kidnapped yourself.
Oh, right. Well, see, I was one of the first people in like 100 years to set foot on this train, okay? Everything was just the way it was when Jake disappeared. Except, I also found this. It's a letter that Jake wrote in 1901 to his niece back east. He was real paranoid about claim jumpers, which is why he never told anyone where his mine was. But he was also afraid something would happen to him, and no one would ever know where it was. So he wrote this letter to his only living relative, Ruth Kensington. Here, take it.
You want me to have it? Why?
Because you found me. See, in that letter, Jake tells Ruth that everything she needs to figure out where his mine is on this train. He also warns her that his wife's spirit is on the train too, which kind of creeps me out. But the thing is, to find Jake's lost mine, we need the train.
How do you know this Ruth person didn't find the mine decades ago?
Mostly because I found that letter in the wastebasket. It was like she'd gotten so ticked off, trying to follow her nutty uncle's clues, that she finally said to heck with the whole thing.
So you want me to try to figure out where the mine is?
Uh-huh. As for the other people on board, if you want to show them that letter, go ahead. It's totally up to you. We're going to Copper Gorge because that's where Jake buried Camille, so I figured his mine might be somewhere around there too. But if you think we need to go somewhere else, you just let me know and I'll have the engineer take us there.
How come you didn't try to find the mine yourself?
Maybe I did. Or maybe I just thought letting other people try to find it would be a good excuse to throw a party. I like parties.
How well do you know your guests?
Well, I don't know you or those Hardy guys at all.
Hardy. Frank and Joe Hardy.
Whatever. I didn't know John Gray before this either, but I love his show, and I figured he'd jump at the chance to investigate an honest-to-goodness haunted train, and now that someone has finally found me, I can finally go meet him for real.
What about Tino Balducci?
I met Tino right after he got famous for solving those robberies. Inviting him here for this was a no-brainer. I mean, what an awesome detective. And those piercing eyes of his, you just know his mind's in there going 90 miles an hour.
How well do you know Charlena Purcell?
I just know her from her books, which are so good. In fact, I just started reading her latest one, The Moon Tells No Lies. See, what I'd really like to do is write romance novels. Everybody who knows me says I'd be really good at it. In fact, a while back, I sent Charlena some ideas, you know, just to see what she thought.
And?
She hated them.
Guess I better get to work.
Keep me posted.
Keep me posted. Yeah, my Nancy Drew sides are, after I beat this game, I'm going to change it up because they're very pixelated. I went with an embossing, but it just didn't work out, I guess. Okay. Anyways, let's see.
Locked, naturally. I wonder how you open it. Looks like a dance floor, maybe?
Alright. I'm gonna have to remember something. My memory's not good. Let's see. S-I-L-V-E-R. S-I-L-V-E-R. Sir. No. That doesn't go right. I'll figure that out later.
I bet I know what this is for.
Nothing else? Okay. It's scary to walk outside and cross that. Let's see if I can unlock that duck. Huh?
Did the golden phone die?
I think so.
Because it was at 59%.
Maybe I can get the gems now. That's a tiger's eye, I think. I know that there's one over here, but I can't get over there.
Well, it's the little lady detective. What do you need?
I found Lori. She was hiding in the caboose.
Oh, yeah?
She disappeared because she wanted to see who'd find her first, which is why she left that clue behind.
That slug? I mean, I knew that slug was a clue. That's why I gave it to you. I mean, I could have found Lori no sweat, but I thought, hey, why not give somebody else a shot? And you came through. Nice job.
Thank you.
But look, from now on, if you come across anything that may have something to do with Jake Hurley in his mind, let me know, okay? Just so I can, give you advice, help you sort things out. After all, the opportunity to work side by side with a world-famous police detective doesn't come along every day, you know.
How did you and Lori meet?
We met at a party in New York. Nice girl. Not a lot upstairs, but nice girl.
Well, did you two go out?
Nope, no, never went out.
What do you think happened to Jake Hurley?
He probably died trying to work that mine of his all by himself. But I'll let you in on a secret. I'm onto something that could crack this case wide open.
What did you find?
Sorry, can't go into detail. Let's just say that thanks to yours truly, what happened to Jake Hurley won't be a mystery much longer.
It's been great talking to you.
Anything for a fellow detective.
Alright. I gotta get him to move. Okay. That just happened. Wait. It was right here.
That tool I saw in the caboose. I bet that's what you used to unscrew these bolts.
I hate these kind of puzzles. Wait, everything's lined up. Everything's lined up. Oh man, no it's not.
More pipes to connect.
Alrighty. Here we go. Oh no. Oh boy. Here we go.
Here we go.
Alright.
Looks like some kind of sewing sampler. I've seen some of those symbols before. I wonder if there's a relationship between those symbols and those numbers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me take a picture of this too. If I can just get a clear picture. Okay. So 4 and 1. Oh, let's talk to what's-his-face again.
What's up?
I found Lori safe and sound in the caboose, so I guess those vibes you got about her being in serious trouble were wrong.
Strange. My vibes are never wrong. What's even stranger is I'm still getting them. So maybe they're not about Lori. Maybe they're about you.
Me? I'm not in any trouble.
Trust me. Either you or Lori is, or soon will be, in big trouble.
Could you be more specific?
Unfortunately, no.
I won't keep you any longer.
Come back anytime.
Drop by anytime. I haven't saved in a while. I might not go to sleep tonight. I don't want to have any dreams. My internet hasn't quit on me yet. Is there any wood to knock on? Oh no.